Good morning and welcome to the Daily Ramble here on Claret and Booze. So I've got a number of things to ramble about today. Going to start off with the latest transfer news. There has been what seems to be a little bit of positive movement on two fronts, so I'll cover that. Next up, the new season. We've got the big game against Man City coming on Sunday, but I want to look forward at the first 6 league games very briefly, but just to say we do have a difficult start. Then I want to quickly touch on Jamie O'Hara, what a prat that bloke is, talk about his latest comments, and Flynn Downes, and I wonder why he's been largely missing in pre-season apart from the early games. So I'll touch as well on the Conference League draw because that is happening tomorrow, and I just want to briefly discuss that. So I've got a lot to get through, but before we go there, please give this video a watch, and if you like it, please, it really help us if you could go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube called Claret and Booze. Hit the like button and the bell notification icon. So on with the show. First up, transfer news. Now, Filip Kostic is the one that's been doing the rounds. Now we know the backstory that he didn't want to join us. Pretty much, right? He wants Champions League football. Who can blame him? I don't blame him personally. That's fine. But his agent is trying to pitch him to the big Italian clubs like Juventus and Inter. I don't think that he's very high on their priority list. So it looks like this is going to come back to us. And David Moyes is pushing for this big time. So I think money will talk in the end, and this will end up coming back, and it will be positive for us. Yeah, the fact is, whether we're his first choice or not, this is the kind of player that is not going to sulk. You know, he's got a lot of pride in the way he plays. He's a full-blooded, international, very classy player. Really hope we can get him because we are weak down the left, right? Next up is Onana. We're going back in for Onana. I think we're going to get close to the 50 million asking price for Lille. Makes me wonder why we've gone round in circles on this one, to be honest, because it's been, this will be about the 5th bid. It's like we didn't believe Lille when they said they wanted 50 million for him. So it'd be a bit funny if we end up paying close to that. It kind of means all the manoeuvring and everything is a little bit pointless. But maybe it's an important learning exercise for David Sullivan and co, because, when you start signing good players, you can't get them for a budget price. I mean, you can try, but the clubs are just going to say no, right? We're also in for, we've got a few fallback options like Borna Sosa, Alex Grimaldo and Max Cornet, David Hanko of Sparta Prague as well. And the thing is, with all these players, is they're largely left-sided, very good, left-sided, fast, direct. It's very clear what David Moyes wants. He knows that weakness exists and he wants to plug it. And also in central midfield, with Onana, he wants a plan for after Declan Rice, because that's going to leave a massive hole in our side. So I think, look, this window's going to run and run. I don't know when we're going to get this business done, but I think it's going to be a very full window for us, because once we've started filling in a few places, important places, then some other players are going to be allowed to leave, like Issa Diop, like Masuaku, and apparently both of those want out at the moment. So look, that's the roundup of the transfer news. Moving on, and we're talking about the new season that's coming up. So we're kicking off against Man City on Sunday. And if you look at our first 6 games, they're tough, right? I mean, they're really tough. We've got, first of all, we start with City. They're going to bring Haaland down for his league debut, and he loves a debut. They're wounded off the back of a defeat to Liverpool. So I kind of fear the worst for Sunday, but I'm a West Ham supporter, so I'm naturally optimistic. I hope we can grind out a draw on that one, and Skamaka comes off the bench and scores his first goal and all that. You always got to hope for the miracle, right? Then we're away to Forest. Now, I'm hoping that by the time we play away to Forest, we will have brought in some reinforcements in the transfer window, because straight after Forest, we've got the first leg on the 18th of August of the Conference League. Right, that's the first leg of the playoff, and then we're at home to Brighton and Nemesis, and then away. It's either away or at home for the second leg of the Conference League playoff. I don't think away and home has been decided yet. That's on the 25th of August. And then straight after that, a few days later, we've got Aston Villa away, and then home against Spurs, and then followed by away to Chelsea. I mean, this is a tough start. In our first 6 or 7 league games, first 6 league games, we've got to play 3 of last season's top 6. Right? So look, on paper, it looks like we're gonna struggle unless we bring some reinforcements in. But I think, as we've seen in the last couple of seasons, sometimes when you expect the worst of West Ham is when something good happens. So let's hope it does. Talking about the Conference League, so the draw for the playoff is today. Actually, it's the 2nd of August, and there are some significant sides in there. It won't be decided exactly who we're playing. We'll be playing this team or that team, because they're still to play out their 3rd round qualification games, and they won't be completed until August the 10th. So it'll be us drawn against one or the other. There are some big sides in there, but we're seeded, so I expect to avoid the big sides. But sides like Wolfsburg, Anderlecht, Young Boys, they weren't big, but they've got a good rich recent track record. Rapid Vienna, who we know very well, CSK, Sofia, Slavia Prague, which is an interesting one, because I think that's the team that Kretinsky part owns. So he'll have divided loyalties on that one, won't he? Plus, you get a few teams drop down from the Champions Path. And the Champions Path is the teams who have been eliminated from the Europa League 3rd round qualifications. Right, so the final qualifying round, the 3rd qualifying round of Europa League, will be completed by or on the 10th of August. So that is when we'll actually know who we'll be playing. I hope that when the draw's made tomorrow, I'm sure they'll draw it, and we'll know whether we're at home or away on the 18th and the 25th, because I'd like to be away on the 18th, to be honest. Purely selfish reasons, but because I won't be here and I won't be able to go to the game. Right, interesting fact as well about the Conference League is the final is being played in the Slavia Prague Stadium this year, right? And that is obviously the previous home of Vladimir Sufal and Thomas Souček. And apparently they would absolutely love to be playing in that final. That'd be a really good thing for them, wouldn't it, to actually go back and play at their old stadium for West Ham. Be brilliant. So that's the Conference League. Now, moving on, Flynn Downes. I don't know what you think about this one. Let me know in the comments, but I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit concerned that Flynn Downes is going the way of Alex Král, as in being a barely used substitute. Now, whether I'm reading too much into this, or whether it's far too early and he's got a lot of developing to do until he's ready, I don't know. But I hope that's all it is, because he's only played, and this includes the first game because he's been available for 4 games, 360 minutes. He's played 108 minutes of those games, and that includes the first one where he got 62 minutes. Now, everyone who's watched him so far has been quite impressed. So, unlike Alex Král. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but it'd be good to see that not become a problem. I obviously everybody loves Flynn Downes. Is hopefully the noble replacement and everything else, and everyone wants to see a West Ham supporter do well. So let's hope he does. Right, so I'm going to bring you on now to my final talking point, and this is about Jamie O'Hara of TalkSport. What an absolute muppet this guy is. You might remember him from last season, where he tipped West Ham to be struggling against relegation. I mean, he couldn't have been more wrong, really, could he? He says these things with his Tottenham hat on, more hoping that they happen more than they actually will happen. So his latest boast last week was Jermaine Defoe is coming in to run the kids setup for Spurs, or he's coming to run the kids setup, and now they've got the best youth academy in the world. A couple of days later, they play West Ham under 18s or under 19s, can't remember, in the Premier League Next Generation tournament, and West Ham beat them 8-0 on their own ground in the final. So it's another little prediction by Jamie O'Hara, which is he says these things, I'm sure, more in hope than actual knowledge. Just because you say them, Jamie, don't mean they're going to happen. You're just wrong, like you always are, you Muppet. Anyway, that is me done for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please could you subscribe to our channel, Claret and Booze, give the video a like and hit the bell notification icon. But until next time, see you soon, and come on, you irons.